Hello, I'm Ubong. I'm currently homeless after living the past 7 years in Lagos as a banker. I am 34 and have been living with my dad in Abuja for 4 months. As with many people, things changed for me in 2020. I left my job and had to reevaluate my life. There were things I wanted after my master's in 2015 that I didn't have, and I decided to be honest with myself and admit that they were still important. More important than the professional life I had built in Lagos post pre the pandemic, sorry. Today I am unemployed but rediscovering my storytelling and artistic talent on YouTube. With no job and no distractions today, it occurred to me to take a road trip on foot, which is how I came to this hotel to worship. I am sweaty and tired after this trip, but I have discovered so many things I grappled with in 2020. The trip, if you're wondering, was to my childhood home in 1993. Let me take you back to the beginning of my day. I started walking at about 10 a.m. in the morning from Garki, Abuja. I've taken long walks between parts of the city before many times. Today, however, I want to take a cab halfway through. Being here right now, it is a much smaller world than it seemed then. We lived here from when I was 2 years old up until I was 15 and in my last year of high school. I have 4 siblings and the 4 of us slept in one room up here. By the time the 5th child was born and up to 5 years old, we moved to a duplex in another part of the city. My life at home starting out was rocky. This house reminds me of so many moments. One very vivid one when my father was refusing to pay my school fees for the umpteenth time. After much beseeching by my now late mom, he said the only reason I was going to school was to do exactly what he wanted, which he made my mother relate to me. The constant exchanges between my parents over my education defined my life and brought me to this point. When 2020 rolled around, I had to reevaluate my life and work. I realized I wasn't working in the areas that interested me. And once I got out of the difficult mental breakdown I suffered at the time, I told my father all that I had on my mind. As always, he was unapologetic. But the point was not his response to my words, but rather my knowledge and admission that I was living somebody else's expectations and finally announcing a change from that status quo. Our relationship is now strained, but I am happier. My needs are clearer and I am pursuing them one after the other. I can stay with him now because he is a traditional African man and I can come home anytime. But we hardly speak 2 words to each other in the house and he does not call me when I am not home. All the same, I have outgrown the feeling of disappointment and the feeling of a responsibility to keep things warm and fuzzy between me and anyone. Since my decision to leave my job in 2020, I have grown so much from the stifled life of my childhood to pursuing my interests and building a professional profile in the creative space. I started modeling in 2022. I rediscovered my love for movies and the camera and got cast in the Nigerian series in 2023. It was a thrilling experience I know I want more of. Creating on YouTube is another strength of mine and I want to grow my channel. Therefore, for now, I am working a formal job to support it. The journey continues and I am confident of the future. Thank you for watching and giving me the impetus to make this video. As I edit it,